I've done horror comedies before, but I haven't done a supernatural thriller before. What I find very interesting, and I think that's what also attracted me to the film, was the fact that Sampath sir chose the character of a Shiva Shakti to tell the story. Um, it's not every day that one meets a person like that, or even understands the realm of what is the life of a Shiva Shakti. Because in the male counterpart, you must have heard of Nagasadhus, you must have heard of Aghoris, but nobody really talks about like Shiva Shaktis as culturally who are they or what are their lives like. To use that as a protagonist and to mount a very strong commercial entertainer on that, I feel like that was a very brave and bold decision on Sampath Garu's part, and I think that inspired me to kind of take this role on. It was challenging because we didn't have a reference. There is no cinematic reference to this. And also bringing in the supernatural elements with the element of devotion um, was was a challenge because we all live rather logical and rather very urban lives. So to bring a sense of mysticism to it was a challenge. I think there are some characters where the prep cannot be physical or skill related. I feel like this is that film where the prep was very internal and had to come from also some amount of um, understanding the possibility of something that you don't understand or something that you don't know. So I think just that openness was needed to be able to even portray a character like that, and it is definitely a story that is in a thriller format. So it was interesting because it's horror, it's got supernatural elements, and it's a thriller. So kind of balancing these genres in one film was a tricky thing.
Odela 2 starts where Odela railway station, the part 1 left, and the end of the particular film, part 1, the antagonist dies in that. So it was always, for me, question mark. What happens after a person dies? From my childhood, I used to hear a lot of stories about this Atma, the spirit, and the ghost, and etc. I remember when I was in school days, my grandmother, so she's the little bit inspiration for this film also, because she was a Siva Sati. So that's the character I took from that particular person. She used to say, whenever the devil or that ghost comes out of the graves, Shiva will take care of it. Shiva Sati will take care of it. So those were the words I still remember. So that is where this story, this world triggered to me. Then it was like a no time. Within 3 4 months, I wrote a first draft, and we developed by reading some books. There are so many logical things in this film. In the beginning, we are discussing about Samadhi Siksha, that, that grave punishment. People never heard about this word itself, but I'm discussing it logically. So there are so many research work for this particular word. So we achieved it in a good way. So let us see on 17th how this world is going to surprise the audiences.
I think any effort in terms of change when it comes or impact when it comes to cinema, I think it's always going to be individual and it's never going to be collective. So I think we as creative people have to constantly try to push the envelope in whatever our capacity is in our understanding. Um, and yeah, and it's going to be a continuous quest. We have to be, we have to hold our fort and not blame, audiences not liking what exists, but we need to actually take responsibility of actually trying to make films that people like and feel entertained by.
See, if I understand your question properly, see, I don't believe in that. See, where we are, see, we are ahead or we are backward. We are here to trust some stories, write some stories, and tell to the audiences. In a way, we are writing excellent stuff and we are telling excellent stories these days. Indian cinema is.
So actually, what happened with the first part is that it was an OTT release that came out during COVID times, and that as a genre was a crime thriller. So what has happened with Odela 2 is it's actually flipped genres. I think, like Sampath Garu said, that the first part had a certain ending, and that ending felt like it was a beginning in itself, and it needed to start over. But to start it, I think what was needed was a change of genre, and I feel like that has really helped us to tell the story, um, without kind of taking away from that, but actually adding some more layers to it. And I feel like we are in the times where people want to see multiple genres in a film. I think that's the only way to even keep an audience engaged. So that was a very good and a very interesting take that Sampath Garu had on
Yeah,
Odela.
we can say it's a supernatural horror thriller.
Yeah, it's a supernatural horror
Horror.
thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a difficult or it was not a hard journey for me because the idea itself uh, exciting matter for me. I've done. I've been creating so many out and out commercials. I've done commercial film with Ramcharan Garu, global star, with Tamannaah. That was a huge blockbuster. I've done a film with Ravi Teja Garu. I've done so many commercial films. But those days when we were attempting, we know we have got a good song, good action sequences. Those were the our paying elements. So we used to USP bolte hai na. But in this film, Lord Shiva, is there any mass element better than Lord Shiva or something? So that when Lord Shiva entered into my script, so Naga Sadhu entered into my script, that Shiva Shakti entered into my script, it was like a proper joy to write those kind of words, those kind of scenes. So the journey was really a blessed journey. It was a joyful journey, spiritual journey. So you can see I'm not wearing a chapel for the past 1 month. So that's the vibe we are. I'm enjoying the process. I don't know the result. I don't know what happens. I don't know the numbers. I'm least bothered about all this stuff. Right now, that ecstasy is taking me to next level.
See, when you become an actor, you have voluntarily agreed to scrutiny of your career and of your personal life. But I feel like for me, to be honest, I don't take anything personally. I just try to put out my perspective in the most honest possible way, and then people will always have opinions, and that's fine. That's their opinion, and we respect that. But I just feel like I don't take any of it personally. And I feel like the job is pretty much the same actually. The formats are going to change. Technology is going to evolve. We're going to consume cinema, content, entertainment differently as times move. But I feel like a creative person's or an artist's job is to make you feel something. And I think I will try to do that in every format that I get an opportunity in.